Go ahead, Balwinder. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for teaching us this wonderful wisdom. I wish if I had opportunity to this amazing wisdom much earlier, then I would have avoided unnecessary pain and suffering that I have created for myself, and I'm still continuously giving to myself. So, from last class, we have learned working with our thoughts, and I realized uh, I was listening to someone audio, and that triggered my thought from my memory bank, and I immediately blamed my mom. I said, because of this, I suffered for the last 30 years because of old, narrow-minded belief system. I suffered because of you, because living alone by yourself, it is a curse. It's big pain and suffering, but parents don't understand sometimes. So I became so irritated, so angry at my mom. I said, because of you, I suffered. I gave pain to myself. Then how I felt in my body, I was irritated. I was sad, negative feelings around myself, and exactly same vibes, negative radiations I have given to my mom. So at my home, my son picked up these vibrations, and I created chaos for 20 minutes. I left, I walked, I asked my mom to walk. She said, no, why you're blaming me for the last 30 years that I didn't let you allow freedom to enjoy your life because of a narrow-minded old belief system. I came home, I apologized, but I realized, uh-oh, I am the one who is creating negative thought from my past painful memory bank. It is so difficult for me to let them go. It's easy to say, let them go, but how? How let them go?
Well done. Good question. I think you did let them go.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I didn't accept. I still didn't accept.
Yeah. So I have a couple of things to say. First of all, it's a skill we are developing. So it takes time for everything to be more quickly at our disposal, the skills to become more quickly available to us. That's one thing. The other thing is that when you, the art of letting go is inside understanding. The moment you understand the cause of your suffering, that's the moment that naturally things fall off. Just like you recognize that, oh, it's me doing this right now, even if it happened in the past, but in this moment, it's not her doing it. It's not her doing anything. It's right now, it's me and my mind and my memory. The moment you got it, you understood that, you became willing to apologize, to just like, wow, this is really. So the letting go in the moment happens, and then what you're talking about is the cleaning up of all of that, which is takes time to do. Because remember, every time, this is an analogy I use, the copy machine. Every time we think about a bad experience, a negative, let's just talk about the negative ones, but it doesn't matter what quality, positive, negative, doesn't matter. The less the negative, you, every time you think about it, you bring it up, the memory presents it to you, you get triggered. Of course, it's not by choice. The brain presents that to you. We go and we cling to that memory, we think about it, we feel it, we justify, we just say, yes, that is what it is, right? That's the source of my unhappiness, that we fully experience it again. We are creating a copy of the original in our mind. And so imagine that all of our, we have these filing cabinets in our mind that are filled with copies of the original. If we understood that, if we can understand, and then little by little in meditation, what happens is when a thought comes up, no matter what the thought is, negative, positive, good, bad, whatever, when we don't engage in it, we come back to the breath, we are cleaning a copy that was already stored. So we have these big, ginormous manuscripts of, some incident in our life that only maybe three of them are original and maybe thousands of them are not original. So it's heavy, it's a burden. For us to be over with the burden of it, we need to clean these copies. You just clean, clean, clean. You recognize, no, I'm not going to make a new one. I'm going to clean the old one, not going to make a new one. Because right now, you're an adult, you're in charge of your own life, but the brain has learned to live life, to strategize, to show up to the whatever we have to do through previous experiences. Learn to do it this way, these particular ways, right? So if, let's say, for example, if you learned that, yeah, take care of yourself, go take a massage, and that's good for you, it becomes natural tendency. Just an example, right? And the brain understood that, oh, that's a good thing, I'm going to go do it. If you never learn to do that, the brain is not going to bring that kind of a strategy. Or so we may think that, oh, why can't I take care of myself? Why can't I do things that are good for me? Why can't I? Because the brain doesn't have examples of them and didn't, is resorting to whatever example it has. So, with your mindful awareness, you are beginning to recognize this. Like last time you said, Balwinder, that I'm not going to get on that train. That train is not going somewhere I'm going to be happy. It's taking me to unhappiness. No, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to come back. This is,
But I traveled on that train for 4 days until I called a counselor and she gave me therapy. She told me, "Oh, you are going through anxiety attack." I
yeah.
traveled on that for 4 days. I could not get off and get right train.
It's okay. I understand. It's okay. What I'm trying to say is that it's accumulated, especially because of re-hating, causing aversion. It's a new copy of the original, new copy. And all these copies, they feel like original. They're not original. They're just they're developed as the process of as a result of our process. So what I'm trying to say is be patient with it, keep at it, keep cleaning them up through mindful awareness of yourself, of, okay, this is uncomfortable, wow, this is the rain, right? Oh wow, this is uncomfortable, I hate, and the mind comes and says, I hate my mother. She did this, she didn't do this, whatever, whatever. The idea is it to my best interest right now to hang on to that? To that, is it to my best interest? Probably not, right? So, okay, so I get it conceptually. Logically, I get it. But then how do I actually embody it, right? How do I actually become it? It takes time and practice to clean up the stuff, the imprint, the impact of previous experiences. And then when you go to maps 2, we talk about positive emotions, or the next one that I'm offering right now is going to be self-compassion. Then we understand, okay, when I'm mindful and aware, what else do I have access to? What else resource can I draw from inside of me? Not the external. Look, I can rely on the most important being in my life, which is my mother. Most important. Top of the line for for most cultures, that the mother is the one who's caring for the child. I couldn't rely on that external to have taught me best ways of living. And look, I'm a mother. I can't do that either right now. Where can I go? Oh, I can go inside. Come inside the box. Inside, what do I have? What are my strengths? You particularly have a lot of heart. You have compassion, especially because when we have felt suffering in the past, our heart is more open. This is not a general statement about every single person on earth, but it's possible, right? So when you have compassion and you understand that, look, I am not the perfect mother. I don't know how to do this, even though I'm open and I want to learn it. Wow, if I don't, then imagine what can I expect of my mother? How, she, whatever she comes from, an older time, older culture perhaps, what did she learn? Who taught her what? How can I expect her to have known,
Yeah.
or to know now, or to even understand it now? That
Correct.
heart of compassion opening is beneficial for us. Ex- exactly like the, you know approach with loving kindness. It is to our best interest to feel the failure of another, which you will learn in the next class, and be allowing for failure in your mind, even though it hurts. It is the hurt that comes and says, yeah, but look at me, I'm hurting right now. Yes, being patient, little by little. Believe me, I come from a similar culture, similar background, right? Which was very, very protective, very, very sheltered, not open to me, living my life fully. And so it took a lot for me to clean up. And I did. And I did. And I'm extremely peaceful and happy. I do exactly what I do want to do. My life is perfectly designed now to live it as I feel open, spacious, happy, joyful, fulfilled, you know? But it took time. It took time, and it took the desire for having this. Remember, you need to have, each one of you, a North Star. You know what the North Star is? When the sailors are on the ocean, ferocious ocean, and hurricanes come and storms come, and their boat gets upside down and inside out, and they lose this, where was I going? I was going this way. Am I going this way? They lose the sight of where direction was. There is a North Star that they look at. The North Star usually, from the little knowledge I have of it, points to, oh, that's the direction to home. And so they but then before finding the North Star, they have to pause, stop, and look. Stop and look around. Let me look. And they literally look around with their telescopes or whatever they use, and they actually, oh, it's over there, or it's behind me, I was going the wrong way, behind me. So they, and then it's finding it is not, oh, okay, as soon as you find it, you get there. It's a big ship. Like, imagine your life is a big, ginormous, heavy ship. You have to turn it around to the North Star, right? But at least you have the North Star. And in our case, my suggestion of the North Star is your desire for happiness, your desire for freedom, your desire for living without wounds. Do you think I've not had wounds? Plenty. Enough for a human being to have a lot of scars and a lot of healing to be done. But honestly, today I can tell you with confidence that my wounds do not exist anymore. Do you understand? There is no there is no imprint of them. And it's not because of therapy and psychology so much, though that has helped me way in the past. But it's really with my practice of self investigation and seeing the causes of my discomfort, and expanding myself to the generosity of the world, expanding myself to just being open and allowing. So this is this was a big a big lecture, maybe more than you asked for. But do you understand? So please hang on to that desire. And it's okay if you feel judgment. Bring kindness to yourself. Say, yes, I understand, Balwinder. Tell yourself, I understand you have experienced pain. It's okay, but I am with you. I will not abandon you. I, Balwinder, will not abandon you. Because who can you trust or who can you depend on to be there with you till the moment you die? Haha, yeah, yourself. Everybody else could die on us, right? Or just abandon us or leave us or just, oh my God, for poor. Everybody else has their own issues and wounds and things to take care of. But the one who will not leave you is you. And you must rely on that you. There is a determined you inside you, a courageous one, a sophisticated one, a one that is intelligent, a one that has desire for freedom, happiness. When I say freedom, meaning freedom from all the wounds. Wow, how long do I go to therapy and repeat the same story over and over 100,000 ways? Enough. Well, please. I'm not prescribing no therapy, of course. Do you understand what I mean? Enough
Yeah.
meaning enough being uh, wanting it now, in this moment. You don't have to have that in this moment, but there is. I am a good example for you. Believe me, I've had, you know, painful stuff in my life too, just like a human being. But now today, it's okay. I'm good. As if I was born again, or I don't know, as if how to explain it. You
Wow.
you are fine. You are magnificent. You are fantastic. You're doing well.
Is there any shortcut way to delete
No,
all the folders?
no. Well, the shortcut really, yes, you can meditate all day long. You can go on a long retreat. I have gone, that's what I have done. I have gone,
How many days?
well, the longest I have done is 2 weeks, but regularly I have done 10 days, 10 times. Every year I've done 1 10 day, complete silence and following the teachings, not just on my own. Yeah, I can rely on my own mind when it's dirty and contaminated and unskillful and doesn't know what the hell to do. I have followed teachers, high level, master teachers, you know, where there is nothing but purity and goodness in them, where there is nothing but wisdom in them. So, well, that's maybe not accessible for everybody. But what I'm trying to say, yes, the shortcut is retreats. 10 days, I've done 1 10 day every year, definitely. Past 3 years, I've done 2 10 days each year. And then I would go and stay in a monastery for 2 weeks every year. So if you take the average, like every 4 months, I've gone and spent that much time in retreat. Do you think I have cleansed all the copies? You bet. Yes. And and not creating new copies. Oh my goodness. So yes, there is a shortcut, you can do that. But even the shortcut takes a few years, takes a few years.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your wonderful insight.
Yes, my
May I
pleasure.
ask a question?
Go ahead. Yes.
I was wondering, when I'm doing the pre-recorded guided meditations, after the second time, my mind like records them and I'm listening to it and I end gain. So I'm already imagining the next thing that the pre-recorded guided meditation is going to say.
Right.
So I've been doing silent meditations, or, I'll mute it. And then, after it feels like 10, 20 minutes, I'll put it back again, hear the, bell ring or whatever it is, and finish up. I'm wondering if I'm bypassing by doing this, or if I should use, the, you know, what my mind remembers as an exercise to help me not do it, or what are your suggestions?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So eventually you want to learn how to do it without guidance. So guidance in the beginning is like training wheels, and the idea is not the words, but the experience of it. So the more you experience what it says, that's why, for example, I like to give some guidance and leave some space, empty, like silent space, for people to experience what I said previously. And sometimes, often, there is zero. Like if I sit with my teachers, he's not guiding, it is in silence, completely silent. Or some people like to be guided constantly, tell them exactly where to go, what to do. So it doesn't matter that it's not the standard way. You are beginning to learn your mind, to see your mind. Oh, look, my mind jumps ahead. Oh, I wonder where else it jumps ahead. Right? That it has memorized what's coming next. And so looking at that as a curious thing, actually, like, wow, this is interesting. So before you stop the recording and say, oh, I'm, kind of like preventing yourself from doing that, kind of looking at it and saying, wow, look at that. So I'm just going to come back. When it goes ahead, come back and feel your breath, come back and be in your body. And if you like to leave the recording on, or the guided on, and tune it out, you can tune it out and just feel your breath, feel your body. And when you feel that your mind is lost in thoughts and whatever, tune back into the guided, so that you don't have to get out of meditation, turn it off, turn it on, right? To stop yourself. But let the whole thing be like a laboratory for you, of seeing what's happening, the movement of mind, the movement of attention, getting to know yourself. This is a more deeper, thing that I'm telling you. Otherwise, I'd say, well, just turn it off and do it yourself. And then you say, well, I'm losing interest. I don't know where else to go, so I want to turn it on. You know, but I want you to, without acting on it, be with it, watch it, feel it, understand what's happening in your mind. Allow for insight to come up, to say, wow, look, oh, yeah, that's what happens. My mind begins to think it knows it. And, or it's bringing another experience and putting it on this moment, or whatever it is. You could, is that helpful?
Incredibly. And it actually sounds like fun.
Oh,
Being curious
oh my
rather than
goodness.
like, gosh, my mind's ahead again. It's like, oh, let's be curious and expanding what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah, that's
Thank you.
how we become free. To watch the movement of the mind. I watch my movement of my mind constantly. I'm aware of it. The moment it's off track, and I know what track it is that I want it to be on. So that's, something that would develop with experience. The moment it's off, I can see it. And I just like, come on, sweetheart, come back. But it's good to let it happen, let it to, so you could see it. And that's why, see, mindfulness meditation, people think about meditation as something empty, nothing is happening, it's serene and peaceful. And, that could be accomplished through complete, really laser focus, which not everybody can do that. But that, or completely tuning out. But that's not what we want to do. We want to tune in and include and watch and see what is my mind up to. Because the mind is a representation of the brain. Whatever the mind does, the brain follows, acts on it. And the brain manages our life, our behavior. So yes, and so it's fun. Yeah, it's very engaged. It's not tuning out, doing nothing. It's actually you are doing things. You're watching. You're exploring. You're like, wow, look at this. That's incredible. Yes. Okay. Anything else? If nothing else.
I used meditation a few times this week to deal with anxiety, anxious situations, which is common for me. I tend to have a lot of anxiety, and it helped. It was mainly like I was getting some. I was getting injections. I had to get a shot. I got my COVID. It was very anxiety provoking for me to get that shot. And then I had a shot to get in my ankle because I have tendonitis. And that was like, so I tried to meditate some before each session, and I think it did help some. It put me in a better place. I don't know if you're supposed to use meditation like that, but.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely. Use it anytime, every time, all the time. There's not going to be a shortage. Nobody's going to be in conflict with that. Well, if they are, it's,
Right, too bad.
I mean,
It's helpful to me, so.
no, yes, that's a resource within you. You can take it everywhere with you to any situation, any circumstance. Fantastic. And the more you utilize it, the more you strengthen the muscle of the practice. You get it, and the more it becomes a tendency and a trait, a new trait, that would
Okay.
be your autopilot trait, which is a good one.
Okay, I'm gonna
Well
work
done.
on
Yes.
that.
Well done. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to